Now, how do you find out what an unknown painting is worth? The best way is to compare prices for similar works by the same artist. Well, our American reporter Freff has been out to Long Island near New York to try out a new micro-based service for bargain hunters.
Everyone who has ever wandered into an antique shop dreams of finding treasure, the bargain buy that's worth maybe thousands of dollars. If you find something which somehow looks a little special, how can you be sure before parting with all that cash? The answer is merely a phone call away.
Pardon me, do you have a phone that I could use?
Yes, it's out front on the table.
Good afternoon, appraisal.
Hi, I've got a picture I'd like to have a little help identifying.
Okay, fine. Have you used the service before? Okay, then all we really need would be a brief description of the painting that you have there.
Let's see, there's a woman in a blue and red dress. She's next to a creek. It's landscape, maybe 6 inches by 9 inches. She's reading a book.
Then let me put you on hold 1 second. I'll get over to the terminal and we'll see what we can make out of the signature. Be back in 1 sec. Okay, then. What can you make out of the signature?
Well, there is one, but it's difficult to read. Seems to say V period on perf.
Okay, so it's initial V. And how would you spell on perf?
Well, O-N-P-E-R-F, on perf.
Certainly is unusual, but let's just take a look here and see if anything comes up under that. No, doesn't seem to be, but we can run what we call a vowel search, which sort of replaces the vowels in the name with others of the possible ones and then checks the permutations. See if anything comes up there. No. So then we have another search we can try, whereby we put in the initials and then maybe a date or so, and then it checks against the various 70,000 we have in the computer and sees if any of them matches up on it. So you say it would be an initial V, but might there not be something else there, or before it or after it? Because it's a lot easier if we have 3 initials.
Just a second. Down near it's tattered here at the edge, and there seems to be another letter. It's an R, R-V-O.
Okay, so let's run it through on that. First initial R, and then we have the V. And do you know perhaps when the work was painted, or?
Well, there's nothing on the front. Let me check. Well, the framers sealed the back of it with a calendar from 1826. Nice to know it's at least that old.
Oh, excellent. Let's run that through. No, that still hasn't turned up a possibility.
No, I'm sorry you couldn't help me any more than that, but thank you very much for your time.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, there is a possibility, because frequently, say with Dutch names or Flemish names or such, the V can abbreviation for van. So let's just work on the possibility that it's R van something. So first initial R, the van would not show up as part of the name. And that date, 1826, Framer could have done that really any time after the work was painted. It's not necessarily contemporary to the piece. Let's leave off a year this time around. Okay, it's pulling up the possibilities. Okay, looks like we've got quite a few possibilities here. 17. Oh, you found some. Good. Yeah, maybe we can work something out here. Okay, I'm taking a look through. So we're looking really for someone with a van. There's a Rudolf von Ottenfeld. That seems too long for what you were describing. Here's something. Richard Van Orley. O-R-L-E-Y.
O-R... Orley it is, not on perf, Orley. Terrible handwriting.
Excellent. I'll tell you what, let's pull up his works and see what we have here. It looks like on perf, but it says Orley. Okay, we have 5 sales of his works in recent years. Here's one. This one's a gouache, 8 by 6 inches, and that's sold at Sotheby's, London, December 11th of 80, entitled The Christ and the Woman of Samaria, and brought $1,290.
You mean that this might be worth $1,200?
Yeah, that's what you're looking at, and this one here was signed by the artist like yours and considered authentic. That was back in 1980, so if it was $1,290 back then, you could probably count on a bit more today.
This is wonderful.
Oh, great. I'm really glad we're able to finally zero in on it. It seemed bleak for a minute there.
This is fantastic. Have you done this for other folks?
Yeah. Sometimes people call up with things they really have no idea what the value might be. And sometimes we get corporations. For example, insurance companies are frequently beset with claims. People come to them and say, oh, look, my Marie Laurencin watercolor is sold for, been lost, and I'm missing $50,000 I want for it. And then the insurance company comes to us, and we tell them, well, look, here's a printout. Shows that no other watercolor like theirs has ever sold for more than $4,000. And they just come back and show it to the claimant, and generally the claimant backs down.
Well, look, I'm very thankful to you.
So again, it seems the figures have really come into great help in people's case.
Listen, thanks a lot. I'm very grateful, but I've got to go right now. There's some business I must transact.
Bye-bye. Hello, wait, please, can you, we need the American Express card number.
Well, what Freff didn't know was that it actually was a non-perf and worth about 50 cents.